creating a sacred partnership that is so satisfying and feels so true and helps both of you to thrive. And let me just see if I can sort this out. Okay, good. Right. So I want to cover 4 steps that are essential, which make up the whole of basically upgrading your identity. So it's absolutely necessary that you become the kind of woman who has the thing that you want, because otherwise you're just going to get in your own way. And this is really apparent if you have a look at some of the times where you have set big goals or you've had big intentions, and it seems as if maybe you're self-sabotaging, or maybe that just things are getting in the way over and over again of what it is you say that you want. Mainly, this is to do with not having an upgraded self-concept, which means that you know yourself to be the kind of woman who can have those things that you say that you want. Because if you don't know yourself, then your subconscious is just going to scupper you at every turn and just go, nope, that's not for you. Nope, that's not for you. And it will manifest all kinds of ways so that you'll think that it's externals, or you'll think that you're somehow doing it on purpose, or it can be really distracting when this happens. But what I want to talk to you about is what is included and what is involved in actually upgrading your identity and your self-concept, so you reach up to this next level of becoming. And when that happens, then suddenly you are what I call an energetic match to your desires and to your biggest visions. So all those things that you dream about, and the scenarios where you just think, yes, this is what I want, and this little voice inside goes, oh, I don't know, I don't think you can have that. No, I don't. I think you need to be more this, or I think you need to grow more, or I think you need to develop more worthiness, or whatever it might be. That little voice is just your subconscious, which is actually in conflict with your conscious brain, who has these big, ambitious ideas for your evolution. And that's what we're doing here. We are here to evolve. We're here to grow. We're here to expand. And if we are not coherent internally, then we will get in our own way, and we will stop that expansion from happening, because it will appear to be a threat to our survival. It will seem as if it's too shocking. It will upset the equilibrium too much, and it will actually threaten our very existence. Now, there's a good point in there, because yes, it does. It threatens the existence of the you that thinks that you can't have it, because you have to grow into the you that is in full agreement with you having exactly what you want. And there are a few points here that are just super, super relevant, and you cannot proceed without them. And I'm going to tell you what they are. So in order to locate your next right step, and I've been writing about this for the last few days, all you need to know is what the next step is. You don't need to see the whole road. You just need to decide to back yourself, and then locate the next step that is in absolute alignment with this biggest vision of who you know yourself to be. In order for that to happen, in order for you to upgrade your self-concept, your identity, and get yourself in full agreement, these 4 things need to be true. So number 1, your nervous system needs to be on board. So this is part of your coherence. Your nervous system has to be a yes to this. Otherwise, this is just one of the ways that you will get in your own way, because you won't be able to take it. It will blow your system out, and you'll just be like, no, this is too much. This is like really confronting, and I can't find my center. I can't find my equilibrium. So in order for you to develop nervous system coherence, you need to go at the pace of the body, and you need to be really mindful of what your current limitations are in order that you can expand past them. Because you can't just go like way over there, like, oh yeah, I see my big vision, I see who I need to be, so I'm just going to take this great big jump over there, because you'll ping back. That's not how the body works. Homeostasis is a real thing, and through hundreds of thousands of years, that's how humans have developed, so that we can stay alive, so that we can stay safe, and so that we don't threaten our own survival. So we need to honor that, and we need to understand how our nervous system responds. Part of that is understanding what is your usual response when you feel challenged. So it might be fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And just understanding that to begin with can give you such an advantage, because you are then able to see what's happening, and you're able to honor it, and you're able to also give yourself the right support to move through it. So that's step one. Step two, your capability for intimacy and for communication needs to match the kind of relationship that you say you want. So if you want high levels of quality intimacy and communication in your partnership, you're going to have to develop that within yourself and within your friendships, with the people that you already have in your life. So how do we do that? This is where you have to get radically honest with yourself, and you have to look at where you stop. Where are your blocks? Where do you, again, blow your system out and go, oh my God, that's too confronting. No, too intimate. Red alert, red alert. Or where do you stop communicating and shut down, or you become belligerent, or you become really bossy because actually there's a lack of self-esteem, or there's a lack of self-belief, or there is something driving this particular behavior, so that in order to get your point across and in order to communicate, you have to swing all the way over here to listen to me or else, because actually deep down there's maybe a fear that you won't be listened to, you won't be heard, or that what you have to say is not important. All of those things can be running the show and can really get in the way of your conscious communication. And when that happens, it means it's more difficult to repair when you get into relationship, and all relationships need the skill of repair. They need that from both parties. Like, both parties need to be able, ready, willing, and able to make repair when it's needed, because it's always going to be needed. We're imperfect humans. We fuck up, we make a mess, and we need to learn and be willing to clean that up in a partnership. So that happens to begin with in our friendships and in our families, and also within ourselves. You know, are we really harsh on ourselves? Are we compassionate? Are we honest? Can we look with clear sight at how we are actually showing up and how we're behaving? Especially when we get out of alignment, because that can be really hard to do. Next point is you need to be able to curate your environment for thriving. So what that means is you need to edit your environment of the things that prevent or hinder your thriving. Now, that can be people, conversations, habits. So there are so many things that when we look with clear sight, we can see actually that is getting in the way of my upgraded self-concept, because the woman who has this does not allow this in her space, or she does not have this habit, because it's pure self-sabotage. So being able to curate your environment for thriving is essential, because who you surround yourself with, what you surround yourself with, is so impactful in being able to hold the vision of your highest self in order to become an energetic match to all the things that you really want. The final point is you need to practice. You need to practice holding the biggest vision of who you know yourself to be and being in that expansion. So it feels uncomfortable to be in the expansion. If you think about a baby being squished down the birth canal, discomfort doesn't quite cover it, but you know what I'm saying. It's necessary to birth the new that we expand, and sometimes it feels like pain, and we need to develop the resilience and the tenacity to be such a dedicated and devoted supporter to this highest vision of ourselves that we are able to withstand those pains of expansion, and we are able to hold the biggest vision of who we know ourselves to be, so that we can become an energetic match for it, and thus switch our magnetism on so that it comes to us. It's a whole piece of work, and it is so exciting, especially when you take that first step and you really commit and you go, yep, this is what I want, and I am going to do all the things so that I am a match to what I want, and it's going to come to me. And then it becomes inevitable. And once you have that feeling and that belief of like, oh my God, this is inevitable, like it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when, then it becomes very, very exciting. So what I want to say to you is that I have 2 clarity calls left where I will help you to locate that next right step for you of aligned action to get you on this path of lining up with exactly what you want. I'm going to put a link underneath, and you can book in, and I look forward to talking with you. It's going to be very exciting. All right, bye-bye.